The dollar is a little bit wobbly. The yen's on edge, and euro bulls are eyeing a breakout. We got rate divergence, political shakeups, trade headlines flying in from every direction. If you're trading euro dollar, sterling yen, or dollar yen this week, you better be ready. All right, welcome back, everyone. Tom here for Park Avenue Trading, your chief dealer, keeping you sane in these insane markets. We're going to have a good update for you on the euro dollar, sterling yen, euro yen, dollar yen. We're going to have you covered in this video. So strap in. It is Sunday at 11:35 in the morning. And let's get right into it. All right. So right now, euro dollar closed Friday at 117.40. Macro key analysts, the ECB decision. We got Bank of Japan uncertainty also, and for good old dollar yen itself. Sterling dollar really is kind of still weak. So this is what I'm going to be looking at this week. So sterling dollar itself. All right, let's just stick with the euro dollar. I want to bounce around, right? So euro dollar short term. Got support right at 116, say 90. Okay, let's go on over to a weekly chart to see where we are on the weeklies. Just so we could see some key levels here. And let's fix this for you. Let's straighten it out. A nice, really bull kind of run in the euro lately. All right, so if we're using 3-bar harmony, this is the low point right now that has to hold 115 like 50. Is it going to go down there? It all depends on what happens with the trade. All right. So really, we got with the trade deal. Now, remember, that's coming up on, it has to be done by August 1st, which is Friday. There hasn't been really any news on it. Trump has made some, statements saying that, well, the United States holds all the cards, the biggest marketplace in the world. If you want to, you want to play in our market, you're going to have to pay, an entrance fee. You have to pay a cover charge, just like if you're going into a hot bar, where you want to check out all the beautiful women, you're definitely going to have to pay a cover charge. All right. So, really, right now, if we go back to the shorter term on the euro dollar itself, let's go back to the 4-hour chart. We can see that the euro dollar's had a hard time getting over 117.90. There's major resistance at 118.30. Now, we the euro dollar is very, very much tied to the US dollar index. Okay. We've been saying this, there's an inverse relationship between the euro dollar and the US and the dollar index itself. Okay. So as the dollar goes up, the euro dollar clearly comes off. It has not really been able to break free from it. So in other words, this could change if the euro dollar, if the dollar index is going up, say against dollar yen. Dollar yen's actually the one that's leading this thing. There's no other currency that's affecting this more right now than dollar yen. Dollar yen, and we're going to get into it, right? It closed at 147.65. Okay. um if it comes off, that could spark euro dollar. If the trade deal comes through, then dollar yen could stay stable and the euro dollar could start to increase in value, which will also drive the US dollar index downward right now. Right now, we're up at the top of the box that I put up a while ago. I had support really at 96.81 for the US dollar index. It's, it hasn't broken out. The dollar yen is the one that's doing this. If this continues to rally, we could see some push on euro dollar downward. So, what you got to pay attention to? Let me see. Where's my other euro dollar chart? Right here. Okay. What we got to pay attention to is the level at 117.05. Okay. If that level goes, we're probably tracking down to 116.78. Now, this is a weekly. That's really tight for daily, but really weekly, if we do break that, looking at major, right, look, the first support point here at 116.21. And guess what? That's that same price we talked about on the weekly chart that I put up, that 115.50. Now, if that breaks, then euro dollar is going back down into bearish territory and could potentially, trade lower off of any type of trade deal, any type, any type of policy shift. Now, the U.S. could potentially lower rates. If you watch the stunt that happened at the Federal Reserve Bank with Donald Trump hammering Powell, making him look like a deer in the headlights, I think that there's a 60% chance that he doesn't lower rates right now. Or you know what? I'll say there is, yeah, I would say 60% chance he doesn't do it because he's a stubborn mule, and a 40% chance he does do it. Now, if he shocks me and does do it, it means he capitulated to Trump. That could actually spur a rally because it's been in the marketplace, a dollar rally, um, because it's been in the marketplace for a while and he hasn't done anything. Now, we're also looking at the Bank of Japan. Okay, there's uncertainty there. Everything on their numbers of the 𝐼𝐶𝐭, everything came out as expected. So really, there's no reason for them to hike rates at this time, but they're definitely leading towards more of a hawkish nature there. All right, so let's go over to good old sterling yen. This is the one that I particularly love the trade. It's right now this week. It's in a consolidation. It's actually slightly bearish, um, because the sterling dollar itself. We're going to get into that in a second, but right now sterling yen really. Let's go over to the weekly. Let's look at a weekly chart on sterling yen, and it's going to be a mess. But okay, this is as we stand right now. Okay, here's all the levels that I called that really, that one especially 199.86, said that was a good sale area, and man, really did take off. I mean, it really fell from there. So we're opening up the week. Let me move this over a little bit. Actually, I just want to expand it out a little bit. Let's expand it out a little bit so we could see a little bit better. We're opening this week right here. So the low that has to hold, I'm going to actually move this level up. This is the weekly support level right there. That's the low that has to hold for sterling yen, 197.44. If that breaks, we could go down to 196.85. Now, a longer term target, if it's going bearish, was the 195.29. Major resistance at 280 and 201.66 on the week. Let's move over to good old sterling dollar itself. This thing could not hold a rally. It really couldn't hold a rally, and it's at a critical point right now. So right now, sterling dollar is down 1.3, it's trading at 134.40. That's what the close was on Friday. Really, it's tracking towards 133, like 85. All right, so I'm gonna actually take a stab right there. 134, the figure. Where's my 133.85? 133 right here, 86. I'll go up to 133.90. That's a critical point. In order for this thing to show any type of strength, okay? And we can go over the weeklies and we can look at that as well. Let's pull the weekly up. Right now, as it stands, let me move my little logo out of the way. Okay. Right now, as it stands, it needs to get over this top, 135.38. We're going to be opening this week. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, trend change actually happens up here, 136.54. It's got a lot of wood to chop to do that. Right now, it's actually drifting low. If it breaks this bottom, 133, say 70, we're opening up to like 133, 132.73 on it. So be cautious. Make sure you come to the daily analysis because I'll give you the points on the day. As soon as the market opens, I can get a better idea. And not really the Asia Open. I'll give the Asia Open some time to develop because there's a lot of stupid things that happen on the open of the market, especially all those stupid gaps. Like brokers like just screw people over on the opens all the time. All right, so dollar yen. Let's move over to dollar yen. All right. Dollar yen resistance 147.98. If it can break this, let's go to the weekly on dollar yen. Let's go to the weekly. dollar yen right here. Let's get this out of the way. This is the level that's got to break 149 the figure on the weekly. Okay, we traded really almost touched a significant low or support point that I had at 145.77. Held. Okay, so now it bounced back up, but it hasn't really broken out either way yet. It's undecided right now. It's still bullish tendency. I'll tell you right now, really like 147 the figure short term has to hold. If it doesn't, we could drift back down to like 146.30 and like a new look there. So important points really are this point right here, say 149, say 25. Okay, and it's got to hold this low, 145.82. Let's move on over to euro yen. Okay, let's get over to a weekly on euro yen. Euro yen weekly. Here we go. Broke out of the top here. Nice little rally up to a resistance point. There's an look at this. Like that's the open. I'd really be looking for the close of this bar down here for support right now. That's 172 172.22. This is all going to depend on dollar yen. Okay, it's not really so much the euro dollar because, as we said, euro dollar is like is under some pressure right now. So this is all going to depend on dollar yen breaking higher. That could actually push this cross up. I think that we're at a critical point here. Now, look, if I look at this, all right, there's plenty of room for retrace here. Plenty of room for retrace back to 172, the figure. Now, if we break that on a weekly basis sometime, we're going to be opening up, a track down lower to potentially even like 170, 190. All right, so that's what I got for you guys. Remember, we got US and PCE and jobs that are coming out. Could shift, you know. We got September Fed rate expectations. We got UK retail sales and PMI, Japan's political headlines. Post upper house election is in play. Any surprises in the US EU trade negotiations could send us into, a bit of some chaos. So I'm watching sterling yen, US dollar yen for breakout plays. Stay nimble on the US dollar. Looking to fade. I'm looking to fade moves near like 118.10, if data turns, okay? Risk is rising, so keep your stops tight, control your leverage, discipline your entries, and remember always, as a short term trader, make sure that you enjoy the party but dance near the door. Cheers.